Today, I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Simon Charewicz. He is Technology Service Owner at Denver. Welcome, Simon, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks very much, Amanda.
Now, Simon, can you tell us a little bit about Denver's key goals and business priorities at the moment?
So I'm a big believer in speed to execution. So for solution providers today, there is, of course, a big emphasis on innovation and disruption through technology and also through our ways of working. But typically what I see is that businesses will invest quite a lot of time and effort producing really well thought through business strategies or digital business strategies, only to then immediately face the challenge of executing against those strategies. And I think speed of execution is often overlooked. So the differentiator, I think, for solution providers, therefore, is to be a provider that draws out innovative thinking from within the business and prove that thinking is either viable or not in a very short time frame with low cost. But where it is viable, the speed to action to actually scale that needs to be done like now. And I think that's really key as a differentiator, that whole factor of speed. So I'd say to be the provider that closes the time frame for businesses to realize the benefit behind their innovative ideas is where you want to be to differentiate yourself. And to me, that's where Denver position ourselves today. We see ourselves as digital execution partners. So our focus is pretty simple. We look to execute digital strategy at speed.
And you mentioned supporting customers. How do you feel that new technology and innovations can help operators remain competitive during these challenging times?
Yeah, so now more than ever, we're seeing adaptation of technology everywhere about COVID-19. In some ways, it's a catalyst for thrusting innovation technology to the forefront for operators to remain operational and competitive. I see it as being a leading factor right now in taking technology that's being trialled for, say, an increase in productivity to then now be immediately scaled as essential technology. So as we make key decisions on the use of the tech and innovation in these times, I take the view that it's speed and quality of your execution capability that is the differentiator for enabling the workforce. So during these times, to remain competitive, I think we need to be making informed decisions quickly and backing that up with a speed of execution. And ultimately, we're dealt with certain constraints right now in the way that we operate. And so productivity relies on technology that our people have in their hands. And so that's what we should be looking at.
And how can operators integrate sustainability into their strategy while remaining commercially competitive? Can technology help with that?
Yeah, I think business sustainability is quite a diverse topic. And if we work on the premise that progress in the current marketplace in the foreseeable future has a growing emphasis on sustainable product offerings, reduced market price volatility, offsetting carbon emissions, and then also competition through innovation disruption. All of these things have a reliance on integrated technologies, and importantly, the management of change as we introduce them into businesses. So how do we do that? Well, right now, to do that and remain commercially competitive, I'd focus on working on the alignment of any effort to increase operational productivity with the knowledge of what it means if overall productivity and sustainability initiatives are introduced at the same time. So to remain commercially competitive as you introduce one of these initiatives, I think it's key to strike a balance between productivity gains and the initiatives to actually avoid productivity decline. So to me, if overall productivity remains moving in a positive direction with technology innovation at the forefront, it'll allow businesses to undergo sustainability changes whilst not impacting their ability to address the current market.
And you talk about digital's impact on the market. What do you think will be the key change that technology will make on the downstream industry in the next few years?
I think it just growing capability in automation, removing the need on manual intervention by people is where I think it's heading and needs to keep on heading as we take what innovation comes out of businesses but make it real. So we can see a whole lot of great thinking and projects that show innovation, but I think implementing them on scale into the refineries is where downstream is headed next.
And finally, what is your key tip for success in the downstream oil and gas industry?
Okay, yeah, I think right now the key tip is resilience. So having resilience in how we operate now amidst the COVID-19 pandemic that we have, the cost constraints that we have in the marketplace, and to maintain our resilience to do what we do best. So to continue to build the products that we are building, but also to innovate in new products. And as we mentioned before, the sustainable products that will likely move into the future. So I think if we keep an eye on how to be resilient through this time, we're going to see our market change and change for a positive.
Thank you very much, Simon, for sharing your insights. Look forward to meeting you at the event.
Well, thanks, Amanda.